Susan Jackson about to begin on the beam. She just missed in the All-American Classic, finished 15th, so she's still in the hunt for her spot in Nashville.
She's from Brown's Gymnastics in Houston, Texas. Good combination, and this is a great camera angle to see how precarious that is.
Yeah, I like this angle. Back
handspring to a what they call an Arabian. It's a half turn into a front somersault. Tough to do.
Oh, one hand.
And you'll notice that gymnasts are doing these combinations where they go one direction and immediately reverse the direction and come back. They can earn bonus points for connecting those two skills.
4 inches across, in case you were wondering. You're boning up on your Olympic knowledge as we head towards August.
So their ultimate goal would be to make that Olympic team. She's going to need to be cleaner than this if she hopes to be a factor in that team for Athens. The U.S. team has never been deeper, and the talent pool is incredible. So it'll be very competitive to make that. Just the 7 young ladies who get to compete for the U.S. in Athens.
That is Susan Jackson.
She says she hopes to receive a college scholarship, perhaps even to UCLA, and she has a choice of pursuing a career in medicine or acting. What do you think about that?
Well, those are certainly some wide and very. Maybe she can play a doctor on TV if it doesn't work out.
2 back handsprings to a clean double back.
Christine Nguyan, another of the many competitors we've seen here this weekend from Plano, Texas, and that powerhouse gymnastics school there.
It's called WOGA by the gymnastics community, but it stands for World Olympic Gymnastics Academy. Evgeny Marchenko and Valery Liukin, the 2 Russian coaches who started that program. Watch this mount. Half in double front.
Oh,
nicely done. And she had trouble controlling that in the warm-up, but she stuck it there. You see that additional mat, that's called a sting mat. And in competitions like this, which are developmental competitions, they let the athletes use those just to take the sting off the ankles. This is an important year, the Olympic year, and they don't want to risk any unnecessary injuries or irritated ankles.
Beautiful.
It was what they call a whip back to a backflip with a double twist. Not the most difficult pass, but it does fulfill that requirement of 2 different types of somersault in a single tumbling pass.
Name the composition. This is an easy one.
Help me out there, Lou.
4 Seasons, Vivaldi.
Vivaldi. I live in Norman, Oklahoma. We don't get a lot of Vivaldi.
I'll let you know when they play a Beatles song.
Clean pike double.
She packs a lot of explosive power in those legs, Bart.
She does, and yet she didn't do very many complicated tumbling sequences, which are the easiest way to earn bonus points. So I don't expect a very high score there.
Look at this now. Our first look at the vault, and Hayley Jensen coming down the runway. How long is the run to the vaulting table?
It's a little more than 80 feet. It's about 82 feet. That's a vault you're going to see a lot of gymnasts do. It's a Yurchenko style with a full twist on and a pike somersault off. It'll score well. Tom Forrester, her head coach there.
Here's one of the stars of the sport, young Ashley Postell, out of Burke, Virginia.
She stunned the gymnastics community a couple of years ago when she won that world beam title in Debrecen, Hungary. And she was so unlucky not to be a part of that U.S. gold medal victory in Anaheim at the World Championships last year after catching the flu.
When you compete overseas in Europe, even though they're the worlds, are the judges balanced? I mean, are they representative of all the countries involved? Or?
Yeah, and it's interesting, actually, that you mention that, because, for instance, if you're an American competing in the final... Oh, that's unfortunate. That was the combination that she had to hit at the Worlds in Hungary last year to win her beam title, and she made it there, but today she was a little off. when you're competing, let's say in Americans, the finals, no American judges can be judging that performance. So it's a little bit different than figure skating in that respect, that they really try to remove as much nationalism out of it as they possibly can.
Struggling here. Another bobble just a moment ago.
Yeah, she doesn't seem completely together on this performance. She's still going for the hard skills, and you know, for some of these athletes, she's already qualified for the U.S. Championships, so for her this is just sort of a prep tune-up type of competition.
CN8 viewers watching from around the Philadelphia area will recognize this young lady, Tia Orlando from Souderton, Pennsylvania, and who participates for the powerful Parkettes team out of Allen. She's in 10th grade, just 14 years old, 15 rather.
Her favorite event, and the event that she's had the most success on, is the floor exercise. In fact, she won the gold medal at the Pan Am Games last summer on that, along with her gold medal as a part of the U.S. team. Of course, the powerhouse Parkette program, Bill and Donna Strauss have been in charge for many years, along with Robin Netwall, Joe Stallone, her coaches. Beautiful release. It's what they call a toe-on reverse hecht. Nice transition to the low bar. This is great. Release move is called a Horkina, invented by the great Russian gymnast Svetlana Horkina. That's going to get a nice score. There's Joe Stallone.
She's from Souderton and the Parkettes.
It's kind of an unusual sequence. This is a Stalder and a snap-down backflip combination for a dismount. You don't see that a lot these days. It's kind of a throwback to the good old days. Nice.
Back to the vault. And Kelly Fee.
Good technique. That's the Yurchenko style. Laid out backflip with a full twist.
Next up on bars, 8 gymnastics will be Grace Hayley, and on floor exercise, World Olympic.
This vault has a start value based on the difficulty rating of 9.4. That's the maximum score you can get on this. And she does it well. A little bit of a form break in the pre-flight onto the vaulting table.
Do you have to land between those lines?
Yes, you do. If you go outside the lines, it's an additional 1/10 of a point.
Hollie Vise from Dallas, Texas. One of the 3 young stars that Bart picked out for you at the start of tonight's program.
She is double gold medalist at the last World Championships, one with the team, and co-champion on the uneven bars. All right, double twist to a front layout. Traditionally, bars and beam are her best events. She has struggled a little bit on floor and vault. So she's one of those athletes that would like to be considered a great balanced all-around gymnast, but she may be more useful to the U.S. team on the 2 specialty events that she has done so
How is
well.
the roster constructed? Is it a combination of all-around and specialists?
Yes, a couple of the 2 top athletes from the final trials are nominated to the team, and then another group of athletes go to a training camp, and at the end of the training camp, they kind of put the pieces of a puzzle together based on who can help the team the best. For instance, that was a triple twist somersault, but she didn't quite make it all the way around, and so you don't get full credit for a skill like that.
Coach of the Olympic team this year is?
Well, the head coach, the national team coordinator, is Marta Caroli, which is the wife of Bella Caroli, and then it's a combination of several other of the personal coaches of the athletes. So it's a rather complicated system, but it has worked well and led the U.S. women to the World Championship this past year. There's a good strong pike double at the finish.
Very nice. Hollie Vise.
She is adequate on the floor, and when you see her on the beam and the bars, she's among the best in the world. There's the triple twister. You can see she doesn't quite gets about 2 3/4. There will be a deduction for that, but she did follow it up with a good pike double back somersault. This is the finish of the exercise. You can tell her fitness is good because she had plenty of juice to make this around easily at the end of the routine.
It must take a very practiced eye to be able to see that she didn't quite make it all the way around. Did the judges ever use the replays to?
They can on in the case of an inquiry after the competition, they can inquire about a score, and that's when sometimes they pull out the videotape.